Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mills and I make videos about living in the Dominican Republic, expat life, and other random things that I'm interested in talking about. I am finally back in Santiago. I've been here for a couple weeks, I think, maybe like a week and a half. I was in Arizona visiting my family for Christmas for a while. So it's good to be back. I'm sure you can tell that I'm back because this situation, it's super humid. It was just raining. I'm in Pucamaima, so I'm up here like in front of the soccer field. And remember, I'm going to do a Q&A video soon, so if you have any questions for me at all, feel free to comment on this video. Let me know any questions about living in the Dominican Republic, what it's like being an expat here, my life in general, New York, Arizona, whatever, honestly. To get some, I'll put it together and that will be out soon. Today, I wanted to make a video about habits that I've picked up since living in the Dominican Republic. So I've been here a little over a year and a half now, and there's definitely things that I found myself adapting to, things like quicker than others, and when I go back to the States to visit, I have to like readjust and like adapt back to American way or whatever. So I wanted to kind of go over some of them, and I would love to hear about you. For those of you that are expats here as well or have visited, what are things that you picked up on super quickly or eventually and now they just seem so normal to you? Or if you're Dominican and you are in the States now, I would love to hear what you've picked up from living in the States that you didn't used to do when you were in the Dominican Republic or any country, whatever. I just love to hear your guys' opinions as well. Number one, the first thing that I've picked up on living in the Dominican Republic is a lot of gestures. So first one, pointing with my lips, which when I first moved here, or when I was taking vacations here, I thought it was so funny that people would, like, for example, if someone said, "Where's the water bottle?" I would be like, just like point there. I think it's so funny. But now I do it all the time. It saves me from speaking. So that is one gesture that I do all the time now, pointing with my lips, like whatever, wherever something is. It's a super Dominican thing. I haven't really seen it before here. Number two, what I do, another gesture, is to eat. So I don't do this one too much, but I do find myself doing it if I'm telling someone it's like time to eat. I did it to my students when I was teaching. So instead of being like, you know, time to eat, come eat, or like focus on eating because they're always like looking everywhere else, I would just be like this sign, really like here. And yeah, now I'm used to that one. Another thing, this is probably the one that I do most of, like the gestures, is scrunching up your nose when you don't understand something. So if someone says anything to me, family, friends, strangers, and I don't understand what they're saying, the nose scrunch says it all. Just, it's hard to like do it on command, but like I couldn't be more awkward if I tried. I can't do it. Like a little, someone said something and I'm like, okay, like what? No scrunch. That one I love. I do it at home and my mom is like, what are you doing? Another kind of gesture, I do this as a joke, but I just think it's funny that you can like describe things without saying anything. One of my favorites is this one. Like, can you see my elbow? Like tacano or tacaña, basically meaning someone's cheap. So I don't know, if someone says, do you want to go out? And they say no, can't spend money, you can say cheap. I just think that's funny. Another habit I'm so used to now is when I say hi to someone or greet someone, I always like half hug and at least touch the cheeks, if not like a full-on kiss on the cheek. And it's not that weird for me because in the US, I do it with my family, at least my immediate family. I'm trying to think, I don't really do it with like my cousins and some of like my aunts and uncles and stuff, but it wasn't that weird. But it is a little bit weird here that you do it with strangers too, and you know, Americans aren't as like touchy-feely as Dominicans are, for sure. So now I'm just so used to it, I don't even think about it. You meet someone new, you're introduced to them, and you automatically like go in for the side hug, cheek press / kiss deal. And when I went home for Christmas, I like did that to a couple people, like a couple of my parents' friends, and they were definitely like, stay away from me. But I like it. I think it's something like nice that they do here. Another thing I've picked up since living here, this is not a good one, is I say coño all the time. So bad. I know a lot of Dominicans don't even say this because they're classier than me, but yeah, I don't know if it's me trying to like get away with it, because in the States, like if they don't speak Spanish, no one knows what I'm saying, so you know, I like stub my toe or drop something or whatever, I can be like, ah, coño, and I forget like everyone knows what that means here, and it's like not the nicest word, so bad habit, but I hear it a lot here, so I picked it up really quickly. Another habit that I've picked up on is being completely unfazed by seeing like 5 people on a motorcycle carrying a refrigerator or like dragging a million pieces of wood behind them. Honestly, the funniest one was in Jarabacoa. There was a moto pulling a guy, like a grandfather in a wheelchair. He had like a rope and they're just like pulling him along, uphill, downhill, speeding, no worries. That one like caught me off guard. I thought it was hilarious. But overall, I'm not fazed by like any crazy moto stunts anymore since living here. When I first moved here, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so dangerous. There's a newborn baby on the highway on a moto with 3 other people. But now I'm just like, well, that's how it is. I've like carried fans on motos, like massive things, all my groceries, just unfazed. All right, I'm trying to switch up some angles for you guys so you don't get too bored of me. Oh, along with like driving, I know I say all the time I hate driving here, and I do, facts, because it's, you know, a mess, but I'm in the habit more of just like honking whenever I need to. So if someone's going fast, slow, anything, you honk here, and it's not like necessarily rude, it just is what it is. When I went home to the States and I was like just a little honk too, people were like, chill out, which understandable, because I never honk there because it's super rude, I feel like, unless you're in like a big city or whatever. Another habit that I have picked up on since living here is having a very small, if any, breakfast, and then a massive lunch, and then a small dinner or no dinner, or a really late dinner. So this might not even be like so typical, but the habit I picked up on, at least from my experience or the people I hang out with, is small breakfast, big ass lunch. Like, I eat so much at lunch, I feel like I do, and even still, my fiance's family is like, you don't even eat. I'm like, clearly I eat. Like, I'm used to a bigger breakfast and then a smaller lunch and then like a normal dinner back home, but now I have, really I don't have breakfast anymore, and then I'll have the lunch, and then dinner at like 10 p.m. is like no big deal, but it's not a big dinner, just like something really light. And along with that, plátanos, when I was in the States, I missed it so much. Like mango, I love mango. I had it yesterday. It's just so good, and we don't eat it there. So that's like, I'm in the habit of plátanos. If that is a habit, I'm a big fan of plátanos. They're so versatile, it's great. Something that I've picked up on is, again, I used to do this a lot when I was teaching in Jarabacoa, because now I am not like out as much during lunchtime. I'm usually in the house, but if I see someone eating, I say buen provecho, which means like enjoy your meal, whatever, have a nice meal, something like that. And I never really did that at home in the States, only if it's like all of us are sitting down together to eat and you say like, let's enjoy or something, I don't know. But here, even if you're like walking by someone who's eating, buen provecho, like you see someone eating, you say it, like enjoy your meal. Now I say it all the time, and I don't know why I used to think that was so weird. I wasn't used to it at all. Like I would be eating and someone walk by and say it, and I was like, we're not even eating together. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but now I say it. Another one that I know I said in another video I don't like, but I'm going to clarify. I say psst a lot now. I don't like it when men do it on the street to get your attention because they want to like talk to you or whatever, or want you to look at them. And I don't like it when people do it to waiters in a restaurant, and people aren't trying to do it to be rude. It's like I said, just like cultural. To me, it just feels rude, especially in the restaurant setting, just because I equate it with like snapping. I don't know why, from the States, and I know that's rude, but here I will do it to get someone's attention if I'm like trying to talk to them and they're like too far. So I do it to like my friends or my fiance a lot. if they're like a little bit too far, or headphones blasting, he has all the time. So I'll be like, psst. And it's so effective. Like for some reason, you know, like say he's like down there at the other end of these bleachers, I could scream his name and he won't hear me. I'm not like, I don't have like a loud yelling voice, but if I say psst, instantly he'll turn around. So that I've picked up on a lot. Probably not the best habit to bring back home with me. They're having a really intense game of soccer. SOS. I've also like picked up more terms of endearment, I think, than when I was living in the US. Now I'm like, I don't know, it's funny. I remember specifically, I used to work with a girl and she was married to a Dominican, and she would always say like, both of them to each other, because they would send like voice notes back and forth so like everyone could hear, and it was always just like, hola mi amor, ¿cómo estás? Te amo, mi rey, mi reina, mi cielo, mi alma, mi luz, mi paz, mi vida. And I was like, wow, like they like really like each other. Now that I live here, like I say that stuff all the time. I mean, even to like friends or family or anything, mi amor, anything, te quiero mucho, like you just say more affectionate terms. I think it's cute, I like it. And finally, I'm in the habit of hospitality more after living here. I cannot tell you how hospitable Dominicans are. They're so warm and welcoming. You know, honestly, even if they don't want to be in the moment, they are. Like if I have a friend or anyone in their house, you know, sometimes they're just like, oh, I'm tired, I want to get off the couch, or something. I don't know, you know what I mean. They're gonna offer them food and coffee and water and juice and soda, or make a meal or anything. And I just love that. People always say like here, you can ask your neighbor for anything, like sugar, milk, butter, whatever, if you run out of something. And we can do that in the States too. I just feel like they're like, Dominicans are more hospitable. I can't tell you how many times I've like ended up at someone's house for lunch and I like barely know them, and I think it's so sweet. I think like, I don't know what it is about me, but I think cooking or providing food for someone is like one of the nicest things that you can do. I don't know why, I've always thought that, like sharing your food. Maybe it's because it's like you need food to live. I don't know the connection, but I've just always loved that. So the hospitality here, letting someone into your home, always giving someone a ride, like never being like, oh no, there's no room, or like I'm not going that way. I just feel like more hospitable. Even someone like needing to spend the night somewhere. I've like, my first date with my fiance, we got in a car accident. We ended up at one of his high school friends' beach apartments that he hadn't seen in a while. I had never met, obviously, because we had just met, and we like slept on their floor and they cooked us breakfast, and it was just like so nice. And I feel like in the States they would have been like, I haven't talked to you in like a year, or like I don't even know this girl. Like, no, that is something I love, and it's taught me to be more like giving with my time and more patient and just like enjoying the moment, and really like treating people like we're all family, and giving like clothes away that I don't need anymore, and helping in any way that I can like provide. So I really like that habit that I've picked up on. And I feel like I've always kind of been like that, but after living here and seeing like the level that some people go to, I'm like, wow, like I can step it up. So that's a good habit. And there's a bunch of other things that I should pick up on, like, you know, people here just like go all out when they're going out, even to the grocery store. Hair, makeup, heels, whatever. I know like people here are like, this girl needs to go to the salon and straighten her freaking hair. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. It's too long. But yeah, there's definitely other habits I haven't picked up on that I should, and other ones that are just so funny that I don't think I could like adapt to as easily. I think that's it for all of the things I've picked up on. There's definitely so many more, but I couldn't. It's so hard to think when it becomes like so normal to you to then think like, wait, what is now like a habit that I didn't have before? Comment below any of the habits that you've picked up on here or wherever else you live that you're not from, or something that's like totally Dominican that I missed. And thank you for watching. I always appreciate it. Remember, if you have any questions for me, I'll be making the Q&A video. I really want to get to 1,000 subs. Think I'm like, I honestly don't know how many I have right now, but 200 something away. So If you can hit subscribe, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate every single person who does. And the next video I want to make is when I was in the States, I bought a bunch of Mexican candy, and when I'm here, I bought a bunch of Dominican candy that I don't really eat, and some that I've never even tried because I'm not like too big on it. And I wanted to do kind of like a Mexican, not versus, but like and Dominican. Mexican just because it was like available in Arizona. And they have like super spicy candy, and some of it's weird. Like I want to show you guys like some of this candy that I've never seen before. It's freaking weird, but I want to like compare the two. Let me know if that's a good idea, and you know, we can do some like Takis taste testing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.